Hi, okay, so this moment, something just popped into my mind that I wanted to share. This moment is about judgment and how we close the door to opportunity when we judge. How can I explain this? We tend to formulate, okay, first of all, I think society and culture grooms us, breeds us, trains us to be in specific boxes. Even those of us that are artistic or free thinkers or whatever, our boxes may be expanded, or we may have a box within a box, or our box's boundaries are not fully defined or something, but I still think that it's a box. I think that how you come, depending on the size and the parameters of your box, then how you view things are affected. Which, I mean, I've talked about this before. It's about judgment. But this is about writing the box of belief, or believing the box of your filter that we place upon others. I am Kytka of Waldorf Homeschoolers. Waldorf homeschooling mom since 1996, started the first site, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that is a part of my life. It is a part of my identity. But it is not the end-all, be-all of what defines me as a mother, a sister, a daughter, a woman, a human being, a girl, and all of these other things that I am. However, I get emails from people that I was in communication with back in 1996, 97, 98, blah, 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 that expect me to be in the box frame of the Kytka image within the Waldorf homeschoolers box that they have. So, Kytka doesn't do internet marketing. Kytka doesn't share information about going to a Tony Robbins event. Kytka's children don't do videos in Spanish speaking about, having a gun and grills or whatever those golden teeth things are called. And I get like haters. And I have to laugh because I think, are people really this, what is a fancier word for small? This minute, this anal, this judgmental, this superficial, this shallow, this trapped? I like sympathize. I feel bad. I want to help them. Part of me wants to deliver the Kytka Waldorf package so they can feel safe in the world. Part of me wants to go out and shoot something totally out of character to blow and shatter their box apart so that they see it's not about the box, the little picture frame you put around the image that you have of my mother, my father, my boss, my neighbor, my husband, my high school sweetheart, my favorite actor, my celebrity I follow, my author, my speaker, my. So what happens, what processes do we go through when my frame, all of a sudden the picture that I'm accustomed and used to seeing in there is changing? Kytka Waldorf mom doing this? That doesn't make sense to me. And people will write these long thought out letters of, I am shocked, I am devastated, I'm disappointed. I get the principal, I'm disappointed that you. And I think, have you put me on a pedestal? Have I created an image that I'm branded with forever? Have I been labeled? Oh my gosh, don't get me started on the labels. That's like a 10-hour series. But yeah, it's a label. So today's, this piece is about, how do you label? What frames do you have around the specific people that you come in contact with, how do you see them and why? Does it make you feel safe that you see them a specific way? Does it fulfill a need that you have? Do you have to see them that way to make your world safe or comfortable? What would happen if you changed frames? What would happen, for an example, let's say that your mom is always the soothing one and your father's the disciplinarian. What if you reversed those roles with them and you behaved with your father as though he's the soothing, it's all going to be okay one, and mom's the disciplinarian? Play with these things. Like, imagine that these people are just wearing a suit that you created for them because it's through your framing, your scope of vision of how you see them. Imagine that you go up to them and you unzip them and you pull the essence, the spirit of the person out and put them into a different costume and then zip that costume up onto them. Or if it's a situation that, you know, step out of it long enough to see it as a picture within a frame. And, you know, this is your, you know how they sell the tourist frames like Memories from Hawaii or something? Imagine that your frame changes, and see how you judge, react to, analyze, write down, try to observe the series of emotions that you go through from the process of that happening, and try to analyze why. Where's it coming from? Where am I pulling this from? Is it a belief system? Is it something that was downloaded into me that this isn't really how I feel at all? Oftentimes when you do this exercise, you realize that you're carrying a impression that was handed down to you by, you know, your racial group, your parents, your one experience that is now clouded and created this frame about these types of things forever. So start to break down the walls of your box and think a lot bigger, and give the gift of acceptance to those around you, especially when they're breaking down and tearing down the walls of their own boxes. If they are multifaceted, and they are, I'm sure that they are, don't always expect them to be, but I counted on you, you're my friend whose shoulder I can always cry on. Reverse roles, you be the shoulder for that friend. Don't expect the labels that you've put on people and situations to always be the same. We live in a multi-dimensional universe where things are very rapidly sort of coming in and out of focus, in and out of what we really understand this reality to be. And I think that it'll be a lot easier, more pleasant, more joyous transition for everybody if you can start to knock down those walls, those barriers, those boxes, those frames, and try to see with fresh eyes, not with eyes of judgment. Try to allow, accept, and appreciate. Again, allow, accept, and appreciate. Have a great day.